went to my rooftop and I said, fire everywhere.
There were fire at every place, came and like they burned the home. It was like burning.
It feels like the whole country is at a turning point.
Like we have hope, alongside we are scared.
It's definitely not coming from hard work, but definitely coming from corruption.
The scale and scope of political change implemented in the past week in Nepal is historic. As Nepal descended into political chaos, the world watched as youngsters danced, vlogged, and TikToked their way to what many are now dubbing as a Gen Z revolution. But how did this movement come about? And what does the future hold for the youngsters of Nepal? In order to get to the heart of these questions, I interviewed 3 Gen Zs in Nepal. Veronica Gurung, a Pokhara-based model, pageant aspirant and literature student. Ravi Pandey, a Kathmandu-based folk singer, songwriter, cadet and law student. And Sudeep Bhatta, a finance content creator and AI training specialist. The 3 young people's backgrounds diverge drastically, and yet their stories overlap, each detailing how this movement is a result of decades of corruption, high levels of youth unemployment, and a stagnant economy. A run-through line begins to form between their different accounts to paint a broader picture of the economic triggers for the current political turmoil in their country. NDTV Profit presents The Real Story on the Gen Z Revolution in Nepal.
So this week has been a crazy ride for all the Nepalese youth.
It feels like the whole country is at a turning point.
We have hope, alongside we are scared.
Social media has been big for this protest. I would say the trend did expose the privilege, the corruption, and the inequality.
Started posting the pictures of their they had like Louis Vuitton Christmas tree.
When I encountered those videos, it was quite funny.
And like they having a lavish life, like they having lavish clothes.
Were wearing Rolex, this, that, and those pictures were getting viral.
So they started comparing it. What is the difference, like the son and daughters of our leader versus someone who is living in a rural part of Nepal?
And that money is definitely not coming from hard work, but definitely coming from corruption, right?
Friendly protests, they were doing our own business, we're just having fun. After a few hours, the police did threw some tear gas.
We were getting shot. We lost more than 50 lives. It was supposed to be a peace protest, but when people started to lose life, I feel like, the youth couldn't control themselves. They got rageful.
Two homes away from my home, there was this leader's home, which people just came, 10 15 people came and like they burned the home. It was like we were only 2 3 house away, and we had to do something. And since there were fire at every place, no, like the fire brigades were not accessible because they have so much workload.
I went to my rooftop and I said, fire everywhere. The ward offices, the parliament, the Pokhara metropolitan offices, everything was on fire.
In the chaos that followed the unrest, it was not seasoned politicians who stepped forward, but the youth. Gen Z used Discord to choose Nepal's interim prime minister, a historic moment for democracy in the digital age. What was once a platform built for gamers, now used for a digital assembly, thousands logged on, their screens lit up with a debate, and a name emerged: Sushila Karki, the former Chief of Justice.
It's interesting that youth of Nepal decided on an interim prime minister just over a Discord discussion.
For an example, with Sushila Karki also, it's like exception.
We were not sleeping whole night.
Like more than 15,000 members, and then everybody was talking.
They like good for the whole nation.
And then when you were trying to reply, there's so many messages you can barely read. That's how crowded it was.
Because we used to study her that first female justice in Nepal. She has done her every life giving justice to the people. And another thing is she is also a youth activist. So in the many of her previous videos, she supported youth. And they were like, we found our mother, our new mother, who will lead our country.
Protest has been to make some structural reform and fears its people, but they serve their people.
As quickly as Nepal crumbled, it came together. Young people poured into the streets, sweeping rubble, clearing debris, and reclaiming the space they called home. Ordinary citizens worked side by side, their hands blistered but their spirits unbroken, piecing together fragments of a shaken nation. Yet even as life begins to resemble normalcy, uncertainty lingers. The scars run deeper than the dust and broken bricks, and what lies ahead for Nepal is still being written.
Most of the Jains, including me, went up the street, and everything that was burned and broke down, we started cleaning it.
Friends and other colleagues were involved in like cleaning Supreme Court.
We definitely want to see no corruption.
Documents that were archived from years and years. What were destroyed, but what we have left, they were involved in cleaning that.
Because we did not want everything to be get burned down. We did not want anything to be burned down.
Let's hope that Nepal can rebuild itself in no time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
A history lived in between frustration.